Let's go ahead and roll this clip of Ellen DeGeneres from last week, S7, talking about what she perceives as a grave injustice occurring under our noses here in the United States.
All people in America and Republicans who would quite like to undo the right for gay people to get married. I mean, that's back on the table as a debate, I think,
absolutely.
Isn't it?
The Baptist Church in America is trying to reverse gay marriage. They're trying to, at the very least, stop it from happening in the future and possibly reverse it. And Portia and I are already looking into it, and if they do that, we're going to get married here.
Honest to God,
they
didn't
love
realize.
Their applause lines. They love it.
How is she? I thought they were married years ago. She says she's also, this is F3. She says she moved to the UK because of Trump, which reminds me of exactly what you were just saying, Adam, that something about Trump himself seems to have triggered the unraveling of very talented people. Do you consider Ellen to be one such case?
Well, Ellen has always been a mean person. Mm-hmm. And it's not, she had her dust up with the press and these stories probably 2 or 3 years ago, but I did her show. And I mean, look, I'll tell you truthfully sort of how it works when you do every show. Every show has its own kind of personality, the show itself, not the on-air show, but the behind the scenes. They all take on sort of the personality of their leader. And it's sort of like when you go into a business and people are always all friendly, or they go into a business and everyone's sort of douchey, and you're going like, why is everyone so mean and crappy in this business? It's the owner is that way, And so when you would go do Letterman, I'll start here. When you do Leno was fun and breezy and easy, and people were nice and they were kind of laid back, and they weren't looking over their shoulder at all. And it was very kind of laid back. And Kimmel's show is laid back and nice, and people are nice. And Letterman's show, people are scared, or they were scared when I did it. 2 times I did. They're scared because Dave would scare them. And Ellen's show, people were scared, real scared. And I knew they were scared because it's like, I was just sitting in my dressing room, and their segment producer came in, and he went, all right, so we went over all the stuff we're going to talk about, Christmas Vacation or whatever it was. And I go, yeah. And he goes, you're not going to talk about meat or beef or anything like that, right? And I go, no, I'm not. I'm just going to talk about the stuff we talked about, going on vacation at Christmas, or the kids, or their anecdotes, Oh, okay, all right. And he came back 20 minutes later right before I went out, and it's like, okay, but don't talk about beef or meat or any. And I was like,
you got 2 warnings?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this guy's scared to death. This guy's scared. And then later on, I talked to someone who signed an NDA, so I won't say his name, but he wrote for Ellen. And I just went, how's Ellen? And he said, worst person. And then we went, not worst person I've worked for, worst person I've ever met. And by the way, I knew the guy did Rosie when Rosie was the Judy Chubb Club, the worst and the meanest. So I don't know, some sort of mean off between Rosie in her prime and Ellen in her prime, the clash of the Titans.
Maybe some mud wrestling.
She's, I like that, but so, she's not a nice person at all. Which now everyone knows what I knew 15 years ago or whenever I learned it, but now that seems to be common knowledge, which I was trying to explain to everyone how mean she was. Not because she was mean to me, because everyone was scared of her, which means she's mean. She's not going to be mean to me. I'm a guest on the show, right? So I wouldn't know it from my exchanges. I would know it with how her staff was cowering. So also, they make so much out of this. They're going to try to do, it's like they're not going to do anything. Obviously, it's a form of narcissism where I'm going to have to come here and do that. And she crosses her legs like Barack Obama, which is bad.
So specific. such a,
He gets,
such a
well, the
specific.
more progressive you are, the deeper your cross.
Okay.
And if you watch Barack Obama, his is like a full, deep cross because him and Justin Trudeau and Gavin Newsom have to do like super deep crosses to signal to their constituency where they're at.
You learn the further left you go. That's a sort of, it's passed down.
Well,
Politician.
Trump puts his soles of his feet together, spreads his knees as wide as he can, and then makes a diamond around his nutsack so everyone can, like an offering, it's like accentuate, like, hey, over here, right down here. Here we are. Can't get my knees closer than 26 inches together.
Nobody will ever do it like him. Nobody will ever do it like him.